Okay, I'm recording. Can you see my screen okay?
I can, yep.
Perfect. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Armando Madrid. I will be your presenter or your professor for this class. This is the first class of Introduction to University Studies. And I'm really excited to share this specific segment with you all, which is the first week that I call Discovering Your Why. So that is kind of the first segment of many that we'll be having this semester. So a little bit about me. I did receive my undergraduate degree in Chicano Studies from UCLA. I earned my master's degree in arts and education at Cal State University Long Beach. And I'm currently pursuing my doctoral degree in educational leadership with a focus on diversity and equity. And my current role is Assistant Dean of Students for Student Advocacy and Intervention at the University of California, Merced, which is located in Central California. I'm also the first in my family to attend a university and earn an undergraduate and graduate degree. So the reason I share this a little brief bio with you all is I want you all to get to know me a little bit more, and also know that I'm open to sharing my story with you all a little bit further in case any of you have any questions about graduate school or about my own experience as a first generation college student. As some of you may also share that identity as well, I'd be more than happy to share that identity with you all as well. So I kind of want to just kind of share a little brief intro about myself. So a little bit about this specific course. We combine weekly interactive sessions with small group discussions on different topics related to navigating college life and strategies for effective learning during your first semester. So the reason why I wanted to focus on this course is that, as we know, and data and research shows, that for first year students, their first semester is the most critical for their retention. So if we're able to provide some great resources for you all earlier on, then we can ensure that you're successful in the university setting. This week, like I said earlier, we'll be focusing on discovering your why. So the focus of the first session is really to discuss the importance of increasing self-awareness of your why. So essentially, we'll be discussing and outlining the reasons why you as a student decided to attend college. So that's what we'll be focusing on in this first session. And I want to start us off with a couple introductions. So I want you all to take a few seconds to think about the following questions and prepare to share with the group. So what is the significance of your first name, and why were you given that name? So I'll give you a few seconds to think about kind of how you want to answer those questions. And as you're thinking about it, I'll kind of share with you really briefly. So for me, my name is Armando, and I'm the oldest of 4 boys. And I was given the name Armando because my dad's name is also Armando. So in the Mexican culture, usually the firstborn is given the same name as the father. So in this case, I've been an Armando Jr. for all my life. So my dad and I shared that name and last name for the majority of my life until I got married and I changed my last name. But it's something that I hold close to my heart because it connects me to my dad. So I'll turn it over to you so you can share a little bit about you.
Oh, well, I wish I had a story as significant as that. I was supposed to be boy. I was supposed to be a Michael. So I think Michelle was just a derivative of Michael. For my middle name, I'm Michelle Lynn. And originally it was going to be Michael Lee or Michelle Lee. But people kept asking my mother, oh, are you naming her after the actress? I was born in the early 70s, and Michelle Lee was a popular actress. And my mom was like, no, I'm naming her this because this is what I want. And so she did change Lee to Lynn.
Okay.
So that's my piece.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And this is a great way to segue into our next kind of the focus of this session. So discovering your why. So essentially, the way I wanted to discuss this was, essentially when we know or finding our purpose of why we wanted to attend college, we get to discover why we're taking this journey for us in college. So when we're stuck, when we don't know where to go, our why or our reasoning behind going to college, it really brings us back to our motivation to attend college. So it's really about uncovering what motivates us to pursue a college degree. In some cases, this for some students, this means a career after college. It means for some, it means improving family way of life. It could be cultural expectations. It could also be increasing social well-being. But as we know, some days you may not feel like doing anything. As we all know, we feel that at times. In some cases, it might mean that you're homesick the first semester, your feelings are not being good enough. Your identity is changing as a college student. So what happens when you get stuck, right? In the first semester of college, there's all these things that are happening. So what happens when you get stuck? So understanding your why or remembering your why helps you get through those tough times. So when you're having those situations, you think about, okay, this why, it reminds me of my motivation to continue on and pursue my reason for going to college. So when that when you're surrounded by that chaos, whatever that looks like, again, it could be identity, mental health, whatever that looks like, your why and belief are so strong that you will do whatever it takes to kind of move your education forward. So that's how I want to see you all using your why as that motivation for yourself. So for me, when I'm stressed and overwhelmed, I think about my family that is counting on me to succeed. So for me, when I'm stressed out, I think about I'm doing this for my family, for my community. So it helps me kind of move forward. So that leads me to my last activity for the day. So I want you to think about your why and why you decided to attend college. So if you can pull out your phone and go to the website that's on the screen, which is tinyurl.com/whycollege2020, and essentially just in a brief few sentences, tell me why is the reason why you attended college, and what does this mean to you. So yeah, I'll give you a minute to do so. And you can do it on your computer as well.
This might be why, because I'm in Shanghai, it said it refuses to connect to Tiny URL.
Oh no,
Oh no.
technology. It's okay, no worries. If you want to share with me verbally, kind of how you would answer this question. So, why did you decide to attend college?
Because I didn't think I had a choice.
Mm,
It was always the expectation that I would be going to university. Like both of my parents didn't go to university. In fact, my father is Hispanic. He's from Puerto Rico.
mm,
And so he didn't go to university until after he retired from the Air Force. My mother didn't go to university until after she got out of the service and was a mom. And so it just was always the conversation of, well, when you finish high school, you'll go to college. Like everything around the dinner table. I didn't realize there were other options. I
mm,
didn't know, even though both of my parents were in the service and went into the service after high school, it didn't strike me as something that I could do for myself. It was like, nope, I'm going to college and then I can do whatever I want.
mm. Okay. And did you find that helped you to motivate yourself to get through college, or was
I
it
think
the
so. I mean,
trigger?
it was just like, okay, this is what I have to do. My parents did make a deal with me that I had to keep a 3.0 or better for them to pay
Mm,
for everything, because my older sister did go to school, but she spent too much time outside of the classroom and not in the classroom. And
mm,
so she also went back as an adult to finish her degree. I'm the only one that seems to have gone straight through. I am the only one in my family that has a master's degree,
mm.
in our nuclear. And
Yeah.
so if we look out at both of my parents, I'm one of the few who has an undergraduate as well as a master's degree. I do have two cousins. One's a physician and one is an attorney, but everybody else is just real basic.
Wow, that's really cool. Well, thank you for sharing. And I think that kind of leads me to kind of close the session is, when we have that daily reminder. So for you, it could be, knowing that you had no choice, but in a way it was kind of, you didn't have any other option, right? So it kind of, in a way, motivated you to kind of get through to be able to pay for college and then get that degree that your family expected of you. So for other students as well, again, is having that reminder be that daily reminder for yourself. So whether you write it on a post-it or it's on your desktop on your computer, or you put it on a frame on your desk, it could be a photo. So for me, it's a photo of my family of my high school graduation that sits right in front of my desk. So whenever I'm feeling stressed or I'm feeling overwhelmed, I look at that photo and I'm reminded that my family is very supportive of everything that I do, and I'm doing it for them. So that helps me kind of remind myself why I'm doing the work that I do. And I hope that that can serve as a motivation for you all as well, to remember during those tough times in your first semester of why you're going to college and why you're doing this work. That again, it's only temporary until you graduate and get that college degree. So that's how I want to end my session. I hope you enjoyed my very quick 9-minute, 10-minute session. Yeah, I'll go ahead and stop there. And